very much for having me in this evening and to talk about this, how AI is changing entrepreneurship. So this is one of the classes I teach every summer in Aarhus University in Denmark. So the name of the course is Global Entrepreneurship, but this year, Global Entrepreneurship in the age of AI. So I had to add AI, so how AI is facilitating entrepreneurship, that is the basic idea. So, and if you have taken any economics class, in economics, this person, Ronald Koch, is one of the Nobel Prize winning economists, and his most important point is why firms exist. Okay, he answered why, he provided a very good answer of why we need firms. So if you have to make a lot of money, why can't you do it yourself? Hire whoever you need. So basically, whenever you need a marketing person, hire a marketing person. If you need 50 people to do production, get 50 people to do production. You finish your production, maybe tell them you do not need, and you need to do some type of advertising and get some advertising. Why need to do that? Why firms are needed? So that's the question that Ronald Koch answered in his 1937 book, I think. So the answer is what economists call transaction cost. So transaction cost is about you have to search. So you have to search for each employee that you need for a company because you do not have anyone. For each task requires a worker, and you have to find that. Searching, and you have to negotiate every time you find a person. And also, people do not do their job sometimes. If anything goes wrong, you have to go to the court and what they call in economics, enforce a contract. So searching, negotiating, enforcing a contract, every time you need to find people, that is a lot of money. So, okay, create a firm, have your employees, and that reduces the transaction. That's why Ronald Koch, the economist, Nobel Prize winning economist, said. So, rather than open market, you have to have a firm. But Ronald Koch back then did not know anything about AI, so he did not anticipate that this AI thing will come after some time. His theory is not actually, in today's world, we do not need a firm. So there are many examples, as Professor already mentioned, one-person company. Actually, in Silicon Valley, there is a debate going on. The OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, was saying in 2024, which will be the year that there will be a one-person unicorn, started by one person, and that is $1 billion company. So, and in 2026, just last month, Anthropic, which is another very important AI company, the CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amame, he said that there is a 80% probability that in 2026 we'll see first one-person unicorn. One person means one person plus AI and $1 billion company. As of today, we do not have that example, but 2026 is a lot. We still have more than 7 months left. Actually, all these companies, I can give you several examples of companies started by 2 people and 3 people. At least there are 3 companies. One started by 2 people, that is Medvi, that is basically working in the medical industry. And that company last year, founder and his brother, 2 people, and they use a lot of different AI agents. They have to do coding, and they have like all these tools like OpenAI and Anthropic companies tools they use, and they have to do marketing. They use another tool, Midjourney. So there are a lot of AI agents plus 2 people, and that company made I told you $401 million last year, and this year's projection is $1.8 billion. But that is with 2 people, because their bet is still not true. 2 people, $1.8 billion this year. And there is another 3 people started, no KNAW, no idea. So basically the idea is people really in the companies, they make decisions, all these AIs give information, and they will have no idea how all these things work. And they basically want to help all these decision makers make a good decision. And that 3 people based in Canada and the US, and they were making something like close to $500,000 in a few weeks' time, and so that is another company. Another company is in Austin, Texas, Fathom AI. There are 3 people plus 12 AI agents. 15 together, altogether, only human being, only 3. And they already had something close to $500,000. So there are many billion-dollar companies already with 3 people, but maybe in the future, there will be 1% unicorn. That is the idea. So that means we do not need firms anymore, in the sense that, Ronald Koch was saying long ago in 1937, because with AI the coordination cost is zero. So basically you can have a lot of AI agents. Basically you can buy tokens, you pay for tokens that you use, and the cost is almost zero. And so for all these AI related entrepreneurship to work, and we have to come up with a few these jargons, few terms, AI related terms, and that's why I have come up with some type of terms. Scaffolding, agentic agility, and we have a few more terms. And so if any of you are doing a lot of work about the technical side of AI and are not familiar with what is AI,